Hello everybody, I hope your year is starting off amazing and that things are going great for you. I wanted to hurry and send you this email to just kind of outline two of the things I was trying to show you during the presentation at New Hire Orientation. Got a little excited talking to everybody and we got off track on some other subjects and I didn't finish them and I felt bad about that, so I wanted to make sure I showed them to you because they're really awesome. So the first one is Cornell Notes, and this is just a good way of modeling and showing kids how to organize information. And the best part about it though is it gets them to take notes, and then the last part of it can be handed in as kind of your exit ticket / formative assessment to kind of lead to the lesson the next day. So here's an example of Cornell Notes. They can work for lectures or for books or for videos or for whatever. This left column over here is where they put their main ideas. So when we did it in the training, we were supposed to put our 4 pillars of science over here, and then we got sidetracked and we didn't finish after that. Then over here you put more detailed information about each of the main ideas as you go down. So main ideas here, and then detailed information on this side. And this is not meant to be hugely in-depth, this upper section. You need to kind of train them on not writing down too much information. It should be quick. They should be paying more attention to what they're watching or reading or listening to, and jotting these notes down. Now the part that's good for teachers though is here at the bottom. So this bottom section is supposed to be the summary, and sometimes you can even add a question into it, so you can ask them to explain something as part of their summary. But they take this information above that they've been listening to and trying to get into their brain, and then they have to synthesize it and put it all together, and that's what this bottom section is. So if you give this as the assignment during class, at the end of class you have them hand it in as they're walking out the door. You take it, you look at it, and between classes or when you have time after school or whatever, you can just briefly skim through these. This wouldn't be something that you would maybe put into their grade for points. You would just check it, and down here this summary is going to give you a pretty good idea of whether or not they got it, which is going to lead your planning for the next day, because your next day's lesson is going to either move forward or pause or go backwards based upon what this formative assessment right here has shown you about where your class is at. And it also allows you to identify a few students you may need to talk to. So that was the first one. The second one that we never finished is called the knowledge tree. Now we didn't use a tree, we used a cube because I just was trying to run an experiment and I got sidetracked again. I can't believe I got sidetracked so much during that presentation. I feel really bad about that. But anyway, so this is the knowledge tree, and how this works is you put a tree or a cube or a bucket or whatever you want somewhere in the room, and as you guys kind of brainstorm a new idea, so you're asking them, tell me everything you know about erosion, or tell me everything that you know about chemical reactions, and you kind of write the main idea up on the trunk of the tree and write some of their other ideas on the branches, but then they write down the answer to a prompt that you give them. So in our class the prompt was, what is science to your students? And so some of them may have looked like this: science is a reservoir of knowledge, and some of them may come back looking like that. Who knows? You might get both. But what this does, this is another way of formatively assessing your class, because that's the key. The key is to assess constantly, all the time, every day, to be looking at where they are, and you have to implement something so that you can actually see where they are. You can ask them questions and things like that, but it's good to have some sort of an activity or something that they give you that can show you if they're getting it or not. So once they've put their first round, and you can do several rounds of this, going deeper and deeper as you learn more about the topic, so by the end of the week maybe this tree is full. So then you go a little further learning about the topic, and then they get a post-it note, and they put that post-it note up on the tree next to where they put their other one. So we'll put this one here, and we'll go down in here. Oop, leave me alone, you. And we'll come in, we're going to say, so now this person thinks that science is a way of learning. That's what they think now. And they stick it on their post-it note and they stick it by the other one. And maybe, I don't know, let's say, oh, it's not going to let me copy it, whatever. So we come down to this guy over here. Where are you? Oh, right there. We want some shapes. We're going to throw a post-it note right there. There we go. This kid throws their post-it note up. And now they say, science is my love. You've completely changed their life and everything's good. And they stick their post-it note up there. Now, what happens is you come back to your tree a little later throughout the week or that day in class after you've had them do the beginning and end, and you can look at each student's post-it notes. And that's a good idea if you haven't put their name on them so you can see who did it. But you look at the post-it notes, you look at what they thought before, and you look at what they thought after. What they knew before and what they knew after, depending on what you're trying to get at, or their opinion before and their opinion after, depending on the kind of lesson you're doing. And you can do this a couple of levels deep, 3-4 levels deep, and you can see their progression. So it's a way for you to track, physically track their progression of knowledge as they go through the class. So it's pretty helpful. Anyway, those are the two strategies that we didn't get finished in our training because we got so sidetracked, having so much fun with the speaker and all that stuff. And I hope that was helpful.